Okay, so before I get into anything, I'm just gonna let you know what each material is. This stuff here is latex with different mixed paints in. Um, the specific type of paint doesn't matter too much, so I'm just gonna say it's green paint. It's a mix of different paints I had lying around. This latex is by Trust Leaf. There'll be a link to that in the description. All of the links will be English because I'm in the UK. You can either search for the same company or use the links, see if they deliver to America or wherever it is that you live. The silicone itself, which is this semi-translucent stuff here, all dusty and covered in dog hair because the scaffold is up near where I live and I've got a dog. That's Decor ROM. That costs about 20 something pounds, so around 30 something dollars. That'll be linked as well, both of which are from Amazon. I'll start with the frame first. This is aluminium wire. I won't link that because I don't know if I still have the link for it. And then it's hot glued and super glued into place. There's a magnet on the frame as well now, with hot glue surrounding it just to keep it a bit more durable. That's because I don't want to use a clip for doing jump animations if I have to. I'll create a piece that fits on Mafex and SH Figuarts stands with a magnet in the end, because otherwise I'll leave marks, and yeah, makes it much easier to do jump animations and everything with, if I ever end up doing it, which I probably won't because it's not really one designed for jumping. The frame itself is from TB League. I've still got the skin of the doll, which is disgusting, in here. I used the female one. The frame itself is made by Fison, but the brand is TB League. Super flexible, seamless body. That'll be linked in the description. This one also says PLS somewhere in it instead of please because it's Chinese. What else is there to go over? These pegs here, I'm going to be cutting off the hands and feet ball pegs from the frame, because if you have a look at them, they seem too small to create anything that supports weight. They worked for the doll, they probably won't work for my 3D printed hands, so I'll be cutting through that steel and adding these on. I'll 3D print brackets so that they connect to the metal and to the hands. They're currently too small. The hole in the hands is too big, rather. So it's a loose fit. It doesn't hold on properly. So I'm probably going to go and reprint all the hands and feet. I need to redesign the feet because they'll be taking a ball peg instead of a ball joint. Not a ball peg, a hinge peg rather than a ball joint. But yeah, that's where I'm at so far. I'm currently super gluing the seams together. And then I'll be going over with what is essentially the raw latex. And that will just fill in all the gaps that are left. You can see how disgusting that looks. Essentially what you do is you put this, well, you don't put this, you have your mould, you paint the liquid latex into the mould. You should probably do about 4 layers. I did about 3 with this, which is why it's not useful for anything. However, you can see it's very durable stuff. And that's going to be my tester to see how long this lasts in the sun, because latex degrades in the sun, and I want to know whether this piece will be of high risk. It shouldn't be because it contains ammonia and other chemicals to prevent that, but I'll be leaving that in the sun to test it. But yeah, essentially brush the latex into your silicone mould, and then once you've done about 4 or 5 layers, you should be able to peel it out like this. Glue it together. Alternatively, you can add sulfur and just pour the sulfur and latex mix into a mould. I don't know what the mixing ratio is because I've not done it, but sulfur supposedly cures latex without needing to air dry. Because latex isn't the same as silicone, you can't pour it in and have it dry on its own. It needs air and breathability, because essentially the latex oxidizes and that's what causes it to go solid. Yeah, it's also not sticky to the touch. It sticks to itself, and that's the only thing, really. Although super glue does work on it, which it would not work on silicone. The scale, I'm fairly happy with. It won't sit quite that far on the neck. It will sit about there. I'll still need to get a paint match. And I kind of want to do brown on the edges, and then speckle it through, similar to the way this was done. because I want to try and keep that where it's lighter in the middle and then darker to the edges. You'll notice that quite a lot of this is the same paint tone. That's because the base paint I used for this is pretty much the same as this one. So it won't be such a stark contrast, and it should be easy for me to mix the right paint to paint all the heads and hands and feet. But yeah, that's about all there is. It is a shame that I didn't use that cable in the end, but I just couldn't quite cut through it. And although this isn't quite as durable, it'll be easier to pose and animate with, and it'll just easier to stick together. I may go and add some fluff into this in the end, like before I fully seal it up, I might put some fluff in, just so there's not so much kind of like squash between it, because you can see it flattens very easily. And I think it'd be nice to have a bit more. I think it'd be better if it just kind of holds its shape better than it does. But you can currently see, I don't know which side's got a better fit, that one probably. That's what he's going to look like, pretty much. The other side still needs to be sealed up properly. But yeah, we've almost got our new Crafty Gecko figure. Shoulders still look a bit weird, but they still need to be finished. But overall, very happy so far. And hopefully there'll be a new video soon where I'm using the new Crafty Gecko body. Still got the absolutely destroyed one over here. All the blood splatter everywhere. We're trying to do an animation where all the green plasticine comes back and then it transforms into this one. You can see just how similar the colours are if I put them next to each other. It's pretty much the same green. So yeah, that's about as far as I've gotten. Ignore the gauntlet, these are stuff that I've got sent to the Fwoosh and another person who's going to send me the SH Figuarts Endgame Hulk, which will be quite good. Still waiting on my Iron Spider, and I'm being told to wait and be patient because of COVID-19. I don't mind being patient for that. What bothers me is the fact that the tracking is showing an error and that there's been no update since he shipped it, and that was about 4 weeks ago. So yeah, I don't mind being patient if there's updates with tracking, but tracking is showing there's potential for it to be lost in post. And with me going to university in about 6 weeks, I could do with having the figures here since I want to try and take them with me to continue uploading YouTube videos in between university, since there's probably going to be a lot of downtime with the whole COVID-19 thing. But yeah, I hope this hasn't bored you to death. Hope you've enjoyed this one, and hopefully the next video will be a final Crafty Gecko version, or an animation with the Iron Spider, or Captain America. I need to find some time to do stuff and tidy my room, because right now there's latex bottles, there's silicone bottles, there's moulds that I used, which is a good point. The silicone mould was made out of I made a cardboard square that perfectly fitted this piece, and then poured silicone over it. But yeah, bye.